Hey, it's Sharon Sheldon here, and a lot of people have asked me what I use for creating my sales pages and squeeze pages. The answer is OptimizePress, and actually OptimizePress 2.0. They're up to, I think, looks like 2.4.0 at this point. They're always updating it. So I figured I'd give you a little peek inside the back end of it and one of my sales pages so you can see why I use it. I use the plugin because I had the old OptimizePress as my theme, and OptimizePress 2.0 comes as either a theme or a plugin, so you can use it with a site that already has a theme on it. The main dashboard here has a bunch of different settings. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they're the typical ones where you can set up your header, logo, footers, analytics, things like that. And then they have a page builder where you can set up the name of your page, your URL, and then you can either start from scratch with a blank page, use a content template that they have, and they have a whole bunch of different ones. If there's a style that has generally what you want, you can start with that and then just edit it. So there's a whole bunch here of some great opt-in pages. Let's see, there's very simple ones for video, ones with great big arrows, and then there's an FAQ page, which is great to create one that's already set up, the nice style. Sales pages, nice simple ones. I love their features blocks, which I'll show you in a sec. Webinar pages, and I think that's it. And my recommendation is that you find something you like, tweak it to get to the general setup that you like, and then use that as your branded template. You can save things as a preset. So what I do is in general, I have one that's branded, and I save it as a preset and load that whenever I am creating a new page. And if I make changes and improvements, I save it as again. So I'm not going to start from scratch here. I'm going to go into one that I already have set up. I'm going to cancel that. This will have actually created a draft, which I'll just go in and delete. But let's go into pages, because that's where it's going to be, just your pages. And I'm going to go into the published ones that I already have. I'm going to organize by date so I can find it. And my latest one is Copywriting 101. I don't want to go into that one and make changes, so I'm just going to clone it right now, so I don't even have to use that template setting. And you'll come to this page. Whenever you go to edit, you have a choice of using the live editor, which is the OptimizePress editor, or you can click on this tab called WordPress, and that's just a place to change some of your WordPress settings. Like I use WordPress SEO by Yoast so that I can set up what is going to show up in a Google result, a title and description, things like that. Let's go back, and I'm going to open up OptimizePress's live editor so you can see what it looks like. And it has all the information from the page that I cloned. And the key thing you need to know is that there are rows, and you can keep adding rows, and there are elements within each row. And you can style the rows so that they have different color backgrounds, and you can add a bunch of different elements. So for instance, on this page I have a white background here, then I have this aqua background that goes with my logo. See, I take the colors from my logo to keep the branding. And then I just add different elements in here. At the top here there's a little image element. Here's a headline. This is again another image. Here's something called a bullet block. Let me open that up. And you can see I can pick a bullet style and just list the items in there. I can even go into advanced options on a lot of these and change the size of the text and the width of it. And there's a countdown timer, there's buttons. So for my buy now button, I just picked a button, or you can upload your own image, and then I put in the correct link to add it to the cart, or if you're going straight to PayPal, you could do something like that. This is a cool thing. There's something called a spacer. Let me open that up. So I can go and choose vertical spacing style, a certain height, wherever you need a little bit of extra space. Well, let me show you what the different elements are before I go further. So anywhere in any row, even starting from scratch, you'll add a new row. Let's start actually doing that. I'll add a new row. I can pick the style of row, a column, 2 columns, 3 columns, complex layouts, all sorts of different things. but let's start simply with, say, 2 columns. And I'm going to just insert that. So now I have a blank row with nothing in there at all, except that it will have 2 columns where I can add things. So one of the first things I want to do is change the background color here, because I like to alternate different colors. And to make sure it matches, I'm going to go down to a different one and find the color. So here's just another row. I'm cheating a bit because I don't have the codes set up. Edit row options, and my background color I have here. So you'll want to pick whatever goes with your logo, preferably, and your branding. So I'm going to scroll right back up, and then I would click on the little pencil to edit the row, go down, pick row background color start, paste in my little code. It brings up the gray. I'm going to ignore all these other settings and just click update. So now I have a row with that gray background. Then I can start adding elements, and let's show you what the elements are. There are a lot here. You can have 2 columns of text within an element. Affiliate page snippets, arrows. Arrows are always great for pointing to different things on a page, particularly if you have an opt-in box. Tons of different choices here. Let's go back in a second. You can have an audio player, bullet block I just showed you before, buttons, so you saw that I had that buy now button. You can put in a calendar, so if you have a sales page where you want to have the calendar date and time on there, it'll show a nice little calendar. I haven't used this before, but let's take a look. Looks nice. There's a few nice choices, not a ton, so you don't have to, there's enough elements here, you don't need even more choices in there. It even shows the different times. Let's see, you've got, what are the things I use? Content toggle I haven't used, but you can have things open and close like an accordion. Countdown timer I showed you, I use that a lot on sales pages. Course description, custom HTML if you have anything. I'll show you in a second. I have a video where I had to use the custom HTML in order, from Easy Video Suite, in order for it to show up correctly, but there is actually a video element as well. Dynamic date is kind of cool if you have a sales page and you want it to always look like the person is arriving on that day. That's always nice. Facebook comments, feature block I'll show you in a second. And there are just so many different things in here. It's almost a little overwhelming. That's why I say find a layout that you like, work on that, spend the time on that, and then use it over and over again. Opt-in boxes for squeeze pages, an order box so that you can highlight buttons for an actual order box. The overlay optimizer I'll show you in a second. That's a light box that pops up. And let me just show you, there's too many to go through in one place, so let me just show you what some of the ones are that I use. I'm actually going to delete this row, so that, because I'm not going to use it obviously on here, and it checks, it confirms that I want to delete it. So I showed you the image, the countdown timer, that's with the bullet block, buy now. This is a little divider, so you can put a line across on the page, which is always nice to have to break up text. If you want to have text, then a bullet block like this, and then more text, I just added different elements, a text element, a bullet element, then more text, etc. So that's all my text. Then I created a new row because I wanted to alternate white background, gray background to break it up. And I put in more text, white background, new row with 3 columns. So you saw that was an option when you set up a new row. And you just, again, add different elements in there. And if it ever gets confusing that you have all these things that say add element, you can go on the left and click show hide controls. So then you can see without all those add element bits in there. Here was where I said I added my own code to bring up this video because I use Easy Video Suite, so I needed their embed code. This is one of these feature boxes where you can put in a box and then you can click on edit and you can add different elements within the box. So you can have a box within a box basically. There's arrows, countdown timer. Here's the other thing I wanted to show you, these feature elements. So you can, if you want to highlight what's included, you can have little icons and the information. So let's edit this so you can see what's in it. It's called a feature block. You can set the number of columns, then you can click on the icon. They have a ton of icons, but you can upload your own. Here's just a quick skim through all their icons. They have colors, they have black and white to keep it clean. If you like that, I happen to like the colors. So let me go down. Some of these other ones are nice Web 2.0 ones. So I use those. And then I just use the same ones over and over since I have the same content in all of my programs. And then you just add the information. You can add a link if you want to have a link in there, and you can style the text within there of everything that's written. So that's it for the feature blocks. You can see again I alternated colors because I wanted to have a title for each section, so I added a new row and then with the gray background from my logo, and then I added another row, white background, alternating. So it sounds, I guess, a little complicated, but because we only did this once and we use the same layout each time, it's actually pretty simple. Here's another thing. This is the overlay optimizer I was talking about. We set up the row with the gray background, and then I'm going to click on this, one of the buttons for editing, and you'll see it says Overlay Optimizer. And you get a choice of putting in an image that people can click on in order for the optimizer to pop up. And let me go back a second. And you can pick an overlay optimizer style. So this text link, a button, different things that will pop up. We have that image. You can upload your own image. And let me show you how we edited it. So that first button was to actually pick the style of optimizer, and then there's a little pencil, and that's where we put in what actually went into that pop-up. And this is just images because the pop-up was screenshots. Let me see if there's anything else I want to show you. There's a new row. This is custom HTML because we took some code from box.com to show a PDF excerpt from the course. This is from Copywriting 101. Here we just copied from above further up the page, so if you want to repeat things you can actually copy. See, it says copy row, and that will duplicate it. And then you can also actually copy row if you want to copy it and then paste it somewhere. Clone row is to actually repeat it. So I just clicked on that, and sure enough there it is right below. I'm going to delete that because I don't need two of them. Go back up. So with copy row, if you wanted to take this same layout and put it on another page entirely, you could copy it, go over to that page, and then you would click on paste row. So that's really nice. If you have a nice layout you like, but you don't want the rest of the page, you can copy it from that page that you like and go over to the other one. This is a nice, useful thing they added a little while ago. And the rest is pretty much the same. There's a guarantee box that you can use. They have a few of those. This is an FAQ pop-up. It's another type of like another overlay optimizer, and then you can actually insert FAQs. So we styled the button, and then in the element itself, what we added was an FAQ. Those are the elements in there. So that's the nice thing too. That pop-up overlay optimizer is great. Testimonials, there's a section for that. And that's pretty much it. This is just more HTML. Let me show you what it looks like as a finished product. So I can just click on View Public Link, and here it is. You can see all the different things, the Buy Now button. Let me show you how that overlay optimizer worked. Scroll down. This is the video inserted. I'm just going to keep going down. I know it's a long sales page. So here's the overlay optimizer. I can just click on that, and up pops those screenshots, and you can see the background is dimmed. So you can use that for opt-in forms as well. In fact, we have that on a squeeze page. So I might as well, since you're sitting here for so long listening, show you that squeeze page. Content sparks.com/fireup is what it's called. And in here I have the video. This is one of their very basic layouts. I put the colors to go with our logo again. I have nothing down below, kept it simple. And here I use the overlay optimizer to click on and put in the opt-in form. And that's one of the settings in there as well. One other thing that I wanted to show you, I almost forgot, and that's in the individual page settings. On the left here in the live editor, you'll see there are a bunch of different settings that you can use. So if you're using it as a membership site, you can change the template, but that would mess up everything. You can check what page revisions you've done. So here in page settings, there's something called exit redirect. And I have that on right now. What you would do is just click on it, and you can put in where you want people to get redirected to when they try and close the tab. So you don't want to lose them completely. And here I have people being redirected to a freebie. I have my content planning template. And you just have your little redirect browser message. Mine says, wait, have you downloaded our free content planning template? And they will get the choice to either leave the page or stay on the page. And if they stay on the page, then they will get sent to that other one. And let's see if I can actually show you that by going to the page itself. All right, I'm in the public link. Now I'm going to try and close out of it. And sure enough, you can't quite see it, but it says confirm navigation. Wait, have you downloaded our free content planning template? And it says, are you sure you want to leave the page? So I can either leave the page completely, or if I stay on the page, it'll go to my freebie, that URL. So that's just another great feature. There are a ton more. I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.